In order to marry her first love, the woman deliberately tricked her husband into taking a memory loss drug, and after the man lost his memory, she lied and said she was his younger sister, then told the man that she was about to marry her first love. But what the woman didn't know was that the man had not lost his memory, because the memory loss drug was originally developed by the man himself. As a pharmaceutical researcher, the man spent 5 years developing a drug that could erase a person's memory. But what he never expected was that the very first person to use the memory loss drug would turn out to be himself. It turned out that just 1 day earlier, the man, who was preparing a surprise for his wife, saw his wife together with her first love, Jack, who had just returned to the country, and Jack, looking deeply aggrieved, was telling the woman that he was already in the late stage of cancer and that his only wish was to hold a wedding with her. Seeing the woman's hesitant expression, Jack immediately took out the memory loss drug, saying that this drug would cause memory loss for 7 days, and that after 7 days, taking the antidote would restore everything. Seeing this, the woman agreed on the spot. The man, who still didn't believe it at first, later that night saw his wife holding the drug standing right in front of him. Looking at the pill in his hand, the man gave the woman one last reminder, asking whether she really wanted him to take it. After receiving a definite answer, the man suddenly felt a sense of bitter irony in his heart. But he did not expose his wife on the spot. He simply swallowed the pill calmly, but he did not lose his memory because the drug would only take effect after 7 days, and there was no antidote at all. Completely disappointed, the man immediately called his mentor from the research institute, informing him to come pick him up and take him back to the institute in 7 days, and stating plainly that he had agreed to return and continue his research work. But what he didn't expect was that the woman would be so impatient the very next day. She appeared in front of him with Jack, claiming that the man was her brother and inviting him to attend their wedding 7 days later. Upon hearing that the two were going to try on wedding dresses, the man could no longer suppress the anger in his heart and was so enraged that he suffered an asthma attack and passed out. When he opened his eyes again, only the butler remained by his side. Looking at the weakened man, the butler was instantly filled with anger, saying that if the man hadn't rushed into the fire years ago to save the woman, she would have died long ago. But that very fire left the man with asthma. Yet whenever the man's asthma flared up, the woman was unwilling to come and take care of him. The butler then called the woman, but as soon as he mentioned that the man was hospitalized, the woman accused the butler of interrupting her wedding dress fitting and then hung up the phone. Hearing the woman's reproach, the man felt a wave of disappointment in his heart. But what disappointed him even more was the wedding invitation sent to him by Jack. Seeing this, the man immediately decided to make a clean break with his past. So the next day, the man went to the company to resign, but was stopped by the HR manager, who claimed that the company's operations had always been run by the man, and that once the man left the company would soon face division and collapse. He then called the woman, but the woman was taking care of Jack. When she received the manager's call, she assumed it was about company matters and immediately hung up, saying that if there were any issues, they should go to the man, unaware that the man was about to leave for good. On the other side, the manager looked at the disconnected call and instantly felt awkward, with no remaining excuse to stop the man from resigning. After completing the resignation procedures, the man went home to pack his belongings, but saw Jack, whom the woman had brought back to the house. Yet the man didn't care at all. However, as soon as he walked into the bedroom, he saw that the wedding photos had been replaced. Even his luggage had been thrown into the basement. Seeing this, the man immediately went down to the basement. Looking at the memories he had carefully cherished now, casually tossed on the floor, the man felt a sharp pain in his heart. Just as he was lost in those memories, a massive fire suddenly broke out in the villa. But just as the firefighters brought the man to the doorway, they were stopped by the woman, who insisted that the firefighters go back to save Jack. However, the thickening smoke triggered the man's asthma. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself back in the hospital, and there were only 2 hours left before his memory loss. So he immediately asked the butler to prepare the divorce papers, deciding to completely sever ties with the woman today.